Hey everyone, Lisa Avila. We are back with another Entrepreneur Tooth Talk. And today I have Linda Cajuste, and she is going to tell us all about what she does. And you are in for a treat. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
And oop, you kind of froze.
Oh, did I?
Oh,
Oh,
there you are. There you are. Okay, good.
yes. I'm so
Phew.
excited. I'm here.
Yay. Yeah. Thank you for being here. I didn't, let's just jump right in and tell us all about what you do.
Yes. Oh, thank you. So, yeah, I'm so excited to be here, first of all. But yeah, just to introduce myself, my name is Linda, and what I do, I am a lot of things. I do a lot of things, but mainly I am a certified coach that specializes mainly in clarity and confidence. So I help entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to really get clarity on their big dreams, their big vision, and then also help them have the confidence to put themselves out there, to have, to put their voice and their ideas out there. So that's mainly like what I do. I love helping with that. And I also have like another company that we do like creativity. It's called My Creative Break. We do a lot of things as well. Bring our secret sauce of like improv, but we
Yeah.
do like networking events and team building events. So yeah, those are the main things that I do.
Yes, you are such a spark. And I wanted to bring you on today because you are actually an introvert. It's not like you said, you know what, I'm so confident and I'm just going to jump out there. You actually went through the process of this and now you're helping others. And so I wanted to hear from you how that process looks and encourage
Yes.
other entrepreneurs that you can put yourself out there and you can make it work, even if you are timid, shy, an introvert.
That's right. No, I was, believe it or not, I was very, very shy a few years back. And I'm still am. I'm an introvert at heart. I always say I'm an introvert at heart. I always had these dreams and aspirations of just like going on stage, writing my own shows, and I still do to this day. But, I was always very shy to just, go out there, talk about it, really make connections or really being out there. Really for me, the just like the point where it really turned for me, I was, getting kind of like I had this dream, and I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna make, this show, if I want to be out there, I need to take the first step. So I decided to actually sign up for an improv class. And for me, that was a turning point. And I was scared. Just talking about it, I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified, but I was determined to really get out of my comfort zone and really um, make my dreams come true. Really, so I told myself, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's just try one class and see, like, if it's too much, if it's like too uncomfortable, I'm out of here. So that's what I told myself. So I went with that kind of like mindset of just like, let me try, but if it's too hard, if it's too much, I'm out. And it was really something that I never, I wouldn't imagine. Like there was a lot of people there,
Right.
people coming from, every walks of life, but it was fun. So I was terrified, but they made it fun and they made it very welcoming, the class that I went to. So I stayed, even if I was terrified, but the fact that it was welcoming and the fact that, people made it fun, and it was a fun way that, when we were kids, we were playing all these kinds of games and it was really fun. I hadn't touched on that side of myself in a while, because I work, in a corporate setting, and it's more serious, right? So
Yeah. Right.
so I hadn't touched that part of myself in a while. So when I did, I felt, wow, you know what? That is actually really fun, and I want more of that. So I kept coming back to that class, and before I knew it, little by little, I built my confidence up. I built my resistance to just like step out of my comfort zone. And even though I was still scared, even, sometimes anxious when I was doing the, meeting people, but the fact that I knew that I did it before, and it kind of, I built a little bit myself up. So I was able to just do a little bit more. And then before I knew it, really, I did a lot more than I anticipated. I was able to go on stage, really do my own shows. But it took a while. I'm talking, it takes I did improv for years, but when I say like every step's added up. So really like this first step that I did, it really helped me in every aspect of my life, even, going into entrepreneurship, doing being a coach, all of that. I don't think it would be possible if I hadn't take that first step of just like, okay, you know what? I really want to, have these dreams, but I really need to do something about it. So let me take that first step and see where that leads me. So yeah,
Yes.
that's how that's how it started.
Yes. That first step. It's everything. And it's so scary. When you were talking about that you signed up for the improv class, I was feeling nervous. Of like, oh no, I would never
Yes.
do that.
Yes, and even like, talking about it right now, like I can feel in my body. Like I said, I'm an introvert at heart. I was like, how did I do it? But I
Yes.
did, and I that's why I always like I love to tell people just try it. It seems
Yeah.
it's very scary, but just try it. And also, if you find a very welcoming community, and I'm sure like most improv community, they're very welcoming. So you find your tribe, find your vibe, try it out, and then you'll see if it's not for you, it's for you. If it's not, you can try something else, but just try to find that space where you can kind of like push a little bit of yourself, dip your toe, expand on that comfort zone, right?
Yes. And have that safety also, right? With that welcoming community, like you said.
That's right.
Yeah. And the play aspect, I love that so much because you're right. We go out into the world and we stop playing, right? We're so serious and we're
Yeah.
talking about money and mortgage and all the things. And then we forget to have fun. Like, I don't know, joyful, free, carefree fun. And so that play aspect is really nice to, yeah, bring to the forefront again of, life doesn't have to be so serious.
Exactly. And yeah, and you'll see you get to discover a side of yourself sometimes that perhaps you have pushed down, like you completely forgot about. And that brings a lot of joy in what you do. You're just like the everyday life, and you're just like, wow, I've been missing that. Sometimes we don't know that we've been missing that kind of spark and joy
Mhm.
because we forgot about it, we repressed it.
Yeah.
So I always love to just like tell people, and also myself, try new things that bring me joy, and things that sometimes seem silly, but you know what, sometimes we need this a little bit silly in our lives, and it
Yep.
makes just everything better.
It does. Yeah. So when you are working one on one with clients, you do that, you have them like remember their joy, kind of?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that's something that's very big in what I do, a big part of what I do. My coaching session, or even like just I have like brainstorming session, I make it fun. I made it a point that, it's not going to be, okay, we sit and we discuss. No, I want it to be very interactive. I want us to share ideas. I'm very expressive. So you see, I talk with my hands a lot, but I wanted to make it like, yes, we're going to play, we're going to role play, we're going to make sure that it is fun, because your ideas, when we're talking about like whether it's brainstorming, or even like if we're talking about confidence, we're practicing like a sales call, whatever you're going to be
Ooh.
practicing, we want to make it, we want to take the awkwardness, the seriousness out of it, so you can really kind of relax in that thing and become your best. You want to make it joyful, so it's not so you're not going to be anxious about like, oh, I have to make a presentation. Let's make it fun, you
Yes.
know
Yeah. Great idea.
so
And so
yeah.
you transfer that over to corporate training as well, it sounds like.
Yeah, yes, that's
Yeah.
right. So with like my company, my Creative Break, what we do, we bring that kind of like yeah, that kind of sauce that we said, to making sure that teams are connected, but again, in a fun way. You want to get to know your colleagues. Sometimes you're sitting like, okay, here's Marcy from accounting, and but you don't know her. Maybe Marcy, she plays like the piano, she's in a
Mhm.
band, but you don't know about that. So let's bring a little bit, like, let's get to know each other on a deeper level and a fun level. And then, next time you see Marcy, she is much more than just the accountant. She's just like, oh, you'll remember that. There's going to be a sense of just like, oh, wow, okay, I know her in a different way. And it makes just like better bonding, I find. So bringing that kind of like um, fun. We're all people. We want to experience things in, in a fun way and get to know people really just more than just, okay, we're in this cubicle, we're for marketing, we're
Yes.
for finance, right? So, and that translates as like, solidifying the teams, and which translates as well that, the results of the company being better, productivity, people want to work together, so.
Right. That community and that connection, that's going to keep you there as opposed to just, yeah, looking over the cubicle at somebody and whatever, right? Going back to your, yeah, paper. That's a great idea. Yeah. And I can
Yes.
just imagine you coming in and, some people probably being like, okay, what is she going to do? And then you just have the best personality and you're so engaging that it sounds like a really fun day. I would love to do something like that.
Thank you. And for people sometimes, so yes, people could be apprehensive, but we make sure, like we discussed before, like what is it that you want, and what are your goals? We work together before even coming with like this vibe that sometimes people can be like, whoa, no, we get to really sit down and make sure that it's tailored to you, to your team, and then we come in, of course, with or vibe, and make sure we infuse that vibe into your setting, so it's not too out there, people feel comfortable. It's a big thing, we want them to feel comfortable as well.
Mhm.
So it's a safe space to explore, and I always say, like, whether it's in my session or in the team building, like we don't want any judgment, we don't judge ourselves, like, or ideas, we don't judge like others, we make sure like it's just fun throughout, right?
Ah,
We have a good time.
yeah, judgment-free zone. Oh, that's so nice. That
Yes.
makes me think of, and we've talked about this before, but that dreaded imposter syndrome, right? That
Yes.
we all go through of like, who am I to be doing this? Should I put myself
Yes.
out there? I mean, some people don't even want to get on camera, right? Because it's a
That's right.
little scary. Yeah.
Yes.
So, what would be a tip that you would give a client, or if you're doing a team building session, of that feeling? Like, how do you move through that?
Yes, the imposter syndrome. Yeah, I had, I myself, sometimes when I do something that's new, that's out of my comfort zone, I'm gonna say, okay, who am I? Like, there's always this little
Mhm.
voice. But I always see, in order to kind of like make sure we shut that little voice down, we got to take action. So we got to make sure, like, and it doesn't need to be big. Like, okay, if you're afraid to be on camera, maybe you don't start on being on camera. You can start just like, okay, I'm gonna show up just like by my voice, I'm just going to show up and maybe to a meeting, and make sure like I open my camera quickly, something like just little steps, but taking action really kind of like starts shutting that voice down, and also prepping yourself before, so making sure that you have as much as information, having it helps you say, like, I can do this. Yes, I've done stuff in the past that maybe I thought it was not possible, where that voice was talking, but
Mhm.
I shoo it away, so I'm able to do that again. So but again, it's just like the little steps. We don't sometimes, like, if we think about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on stage right now, no, maybe before getting on stage, let's just kind of break it down in little steps, and see like what else, like what are these steps, let's imagine ourselves, let's do some role playing, let's just like make sure like you got this, you've done this in the past, let's find evidence of other evidence that where you had this voice, what did what
Yes.
happened, so things
Mhm.
like that, of that nature.
That is key. Yeah, that is great that you said that. Like, find the evidence from when it did work, because we can do it. And
Yes.
also the like, nope, we're not.
Oh
We're
yeah.
just
No.
not dealing with that voice today, right?
Exactly. Not
Bye.
today.
Not today.
Exactly.
Oh, great
Exactly.
advice. Yes, yes. So, Linda, where can people find you?
Yes, you can find me so on two places. So on my Instagram, so at ES2U Coaching. So you can find me there. So we can connect with me there as well. And for my company, My Creative Break, you can go on mycreativebreak.com. So
Okay.
you'll find all the different stuff that we do, the team building events, networking events. You can find us through there. So those are the two ways that you can find me.
Right on. So, one on one coaching sessions, brainstorming sessions, and then the team building. All
Yes,
great
that's
things.
right.
Yeah, we
Yes.
all need that. Yes. All right. Thank you for being here. You just a spark. I love it. And it's
Ah,
so
thank you
great.
for having.
right? That
Yeah.
people see from you that it does work. And, maybe I'm not going to go do improv right now, but you do inspire me to keep pushing myself and to be more playful. So thank you.
Yes,
That's great.
yes. You're very welcome. I would say like, try it, try something new. And you'll
Mhm.
see like it brings great joy. And you'll tell this voice like, look, I did it. I tried something new. So bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Goodbye. Right on. All right, everyone.
Yes.
So go find Linda. It's Yes to You Coaching, and it's the number 2, correct?
Number two, yes,
Yes.
yes to yeah, coaching.
Yes. Okay. Yep. Go find her, work with her because she is great and you will have fun. And that's what we need more of
Yay.
in our lives. Thank you, Linda.
Oh, thank you, Lisa, for having me.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. Have a great day.